This is the bobtail squid. It is a type of cephalopod that's found in multiple oceans around the world, including the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Ocean. And while pretty cute and cool on its own, what really makes this squid very, very interesting is the symbiotic relationship it has with a bunch of bioluminescent bacteria. So this squid is bioluminescent, meaning it produces light, but it is not actually itself the thing that produces the light, it's the bunch of bacteria that it has a relationship with. The bacteria live in the squid in specific light organs which produce and limit the amount of light emitted by these bacteria. This is largely used for camouflage, so it can blend in when being viewed from both the bottom and from the top, which is very interesting. That's called counter camouflage. So it has a very interesting mechanism for controlling the amount of light, because you don't just want to be shining bright like a flashlight all the time. That's not super great for camouflage. So these squid have ink sacs, and those ink sacs have a specific part called a diverticula. That diverticula acts to a similar mechanism as the iris of the eye, in that it expands and contracts due to the level of the light. When the diverticula expands, it allows more light out, and when it contracts, it allows less light out, so it modifies the amount of light output from these special light organs. The light organ also has a special lens on it that helps diffuse the light produced by the bacteria, thus also limiting the light output. Another mechanism that it uses to control the output is controlling the amount of oxygen in the light organ, because the less oxygen present, the less amount of illumination produced by the bacteria. So by controlling the amount of oxygen that the bacteria has, it also helps control the luminescence. Now, one thing about bacteria is they replicate very, very fast, and they make a lot more bacteria in a very short amount of time, and that can cause some problems for animals with symbiotic bacteria relationship because they don't want to be overpopulated by that bacteria. So to prevent being overrun by these symbiotic bacteria, this squid has a very interesting daily cycle where at dawn in the morning it basically just expels between 75 and 90% of its entire symbiotic bacteria population just out into the seawater. It's like, okay, you are done, goodbye. That remaining 10 to 25% bacteria stay within the light organs, and they do as bacteria do and reproduce very quickly. So by the time night comes and they need that camouflage, then there is a optimal population of bacteria that is needed in order to produce the optimal amount of light. The squid does its squidly activities during the night, and then in the morning it expels all of the newly grown bacteria and restarts the cycle.